Okay, time to start a big beast of a build. I'm actually making sure that I planned out a good couple of hours for this one. There's a good chance as well that I might save my sanity and kind of split it into two parts. As I said, when it comes to complex kits, this Spirit of Durthu has got to come up there as one of the, the biggest fantasy type miniatures that I've ever put together. And although the dragons that we've got so far in the premium kit are definitely bigger, what they're not is as complex. So this is quite a big build. I think if I get an hour in and I'm exhausted, I'll split it into two. Okay, so how do we build this Spirit of Durthu? Well, first of all, to give you some knowledge on this, you can build it three ways. So you can do the Spirit of Durthu, which wields a sword. You can do it as a kind of tree man. I think that's might be the right way to describe it. And you can also do it as an ancient as well, and that's got a stave. This kind of what looks like a magical staff over here. So be mindful, there's three different ways to build this. Now I am going to go for the Spirit of Durthu on this occasion. I think if I had more time, I'll try and look at magnetizing it, but I just don't have time to look into that approach, and I don't think I'll gain anything by doing that at this time. Right, so this should be a lot of fun then, shouldn't it? Because not only have we got lots of parts to put together, we've also got things like, you can see here, so you've got like the sea sprue for certain parts of it, and then you've got the A sprue for other parts. So there's a lot going on here. So you've got the A's, you've got the C's, you've got the, well, a lot of other stuff going on, to say the least. So there's an awful lot of faffing around to be done. I believe the A, B, C dictate potentially what the character is, so whether or not it's the Spirit of Durthu. I'm going to assume that's what it causes, and we'll go from there. So we'll be focusing on using the C's, which is mostly on this part. There's the main body of the actual creature over here by the look of it, but this is not an easy kit to put together, to say the least. So let's see how we go. So we're going to need, just to get ourselves going, so we need C69, which is over here. So C69, let me find that, which is this one here. And then this, oh gosh, yeah, I did get that right, C69. Then we also need C64, which is these long skulls. It's so I love this, the aesthetic. You know, there's no other way to put it. I've said this before, and I feel like I have to say it again. The aesthetic of the Sylvanet is just so beautiful, isn't it? What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just zoom in a bit there to keep the miniature itself in focus while I'm doing stuff. Yeah, so without a doubt, these are very beautifully created miniatures. Now, I don't think I've seen an army with quite such a beautiful aesthetic before. I've seen an army that looks amazing. I will always say that Games Workshop have always got the orcs in 40k right. His 13 from a very early phase, you know, so there was a definite feeling about what the orcs were going for, so I absolutely love that. Okay, then 14, let me find 14. I'm hoping that the parts that we need are kind of grouped together roughly in the right area, but let's see if that's how it's turning out here. No, 14 is all the way over here. So what we are kind of looking at here, without a doubt, is an army that I love the aesthetic of in every way, and I'm enthralled as well. I think that's a fair word to use with the backstory. You know, it's this idea that they are, without a doubt, you know, they are an undead force. There is no other way to put it. They are the undead elves wrapped into trees. There is no other way to put this. Right, let's start tidying some of these up now. What I am worried about is how brittle this is going to be, and I suspect I'm going to have a few snaps along the way, because you can see straight away there's like mold injection points on some quite weak areas. There's no other way to put it. So let me just try and get this right. Sometimes it's going to be hard to tell the difference between a bit of bark and root and an actual injection point. That's definitely an injection point, isn't it? Okay. So yeah, definitely these are a beautiful aesthetic. And everything, there's definitely a suggestion deep down in the lore that I've seen so far that these creatures have come, you know, been brought across from the world that was to create new forests in the realms, which again, I know there's a lot of criticism of Games Workshop trashing the old world when they did it and creating Age of Sigmar. I know a lot of people were angry about it, but I wasn't angry about it at the time because I'd stopped collecting for a while, and it's coming back now. Not long. Might be getting, maybe not the Returnians, I might be getting the Tomb Kingdom. 50-50 on that. Right. Okay, that's ready. Now let me get this. So yeah, we've got anyway, so yeah, I wasn't upset about it at the time. Plus I'm one of those people who just kind of sits back and goes, well, you know, just because they've stopped, you know, making the models doesn't mean that you can't play the game. You know, there was never any doubt about me being able to play it, so it didn't bother me as much as a lot of people did. But I think that's because there are, you know, how do I put this? There are people who struggle to accept things being different. Right, okay. Okay, there we go. So Age of Sigmar was good. It's a shame that it was brought about at the expense. I could go into the legal wrangles that happened that I believe caused it, but I think they're kind of well documented. But what they didn't do is they didn't kind of say that the world that was doesn't matter anymore. Not in that way, or at least that's not what I felt that they were saying with it. Oops, just not drop things. And they tried to kind of incorporate quite a few things into it. Now, over time, of course, Games Workshop wanted to evolve their worlds, and they wanted to own their IP, which was something that they couldn't really do with the old world as much as they can do with the Age of Sigmar. Right, let's see how this goes on before us. Probably stop talking a second and check where this is going on. So, branches. Now, feels like we've got 2 branches here. Now, oh, helps if I could put things on the right side, isn't it? Yes, because this is 40 and I haven't took the other part off yet. Right, let me get this straight. It's quite an weird looking positioning, this one, isn't it? Let's try this over here. Yeah, it does. So yeah, that's fine. It goes on there. So my left, basically. It's just a nice little fit into there. Now, this is definitely a model where patience will come in handy. You're doing stuff. Come in. So that kind of let your glue breathe, because if you don't, you're going to end up with very weak bottom points. Okay, while that's drying, I'm just going to clip off 15 as well. $15. For out thou 15. Right, here we go. Anyway, yeah, so there's definitely it's definitely nice, these Sylvaneth, anyway, because they definitely feel like definitely feel like there's a lot of the world that was that's been brought into them. It feels like Alariel, is it, that's how they say it, Alariel, is it the mother of the forests, basically the goddess of the forests? You know, she's taking dead elves, partly because Slaanesh has been imprisoned, which I really like. Again, with that, it would have been hard to actually do this right if they hadn't imprisoned Slaanesh. It seems a very strange thing to say, but I think they would have had a lot of trouble pulling off spirits of elves and without that kind of Slaanesh in prison thing. It's not that they couldn't have done it, but I think if you read into your lore very well, then it feels right. If Slaanesh is out of the picture, Slaanesh is not eating the souls of the elves as they are dying. Need more glue than that, that's not going to hold. Yeah, so I think that in itself works, and again, it could be a future story plot point were Slaanesh to escape. Right, there we go, that's quite cool. It's got a nice, it's very solid, that. Now, I feel... Yeah, do you know, I always look at things like this because if you put things like this on, sometimes it's very difficult to get in and paint certain parts of it. But in this case, it's not a piece of cloth; it's part of the bark of the creature. So if you don't get it right, if you don't get it on there even, it's gonna not paint properly. If it's a bit of cloth, you leave things like this off because it makes it easier to paint. But in this case, you remove this and you're not going to get a nice smooth transition between the different types of wood. I'm trying to decide what kind of theme to go on these. So many people are going for autumns and winters. Part of me feels like because of that, I should try and go for a summer. Not many people seem to do a summer approach with these things. So I think I might be going to try and go for that. Right. Now, let's... things would go a lot quicker if I'd stop gabbing, but, you know, I do like my stories as I go through. I hope you enjoy them. No offence if you don't, but they help me relax, and I'm going to probably, unfortunately, keep doing them. Please don't downvote just because you don't like them. Just, you know, move on. Okay, 16 and 18. So here's 18 over here. Yeah, they help me combat depression in the end, just talking constantly. Also suffer from severe pain problems due to spinal surgery, number 16 over here. So kind of talking through my problems helps. Just do it, you know, just talk. Split in two and give yourself a hug. If only things were that simple, just forgiving yourself. Right, what are we up to here? Right, let's make sure this is nice and clean. Because I noticed a bit of webbing on this. There it is. Make sure there's no other webbing anywhere. Oh, I've got so much to do before I move house. So many things. I've like literally got a night that I've not put together yet because I started the house moving process and it's sat there, and I really ought to. I don't want to put it together until I moved house. Right, these are nice and simple. Just kind of get them in those kind of positions and then just slot them together. I'm also a bit annoyed about the latest Knight model because it doesn't come with all the weapon options. I thought what would happen is they'll bring out the initial one and then later on they'll bring out the weapons. And then they've just brought out all the other variants of the Knights. Now that's really annoyed me because I magnetise my Knights. So I was kind of really hoping for the weapon sprues to come out later on. And they haven't done so. That's kind of... My view is they've been doing it really well with the Horus Heresy. Basically giving you the ability to magnetise things and then just instantly just strip it away on a particular model. Right, 20. Now... I know there's a lot of competitive players and they're like, ooh, you know, force them to buy more than one model and it's an expensive model, but, you know, you've got things like the Shadow Sword and the Baneblade hull that they pulled it all together into a single massive kit. So, I don't know, I'm hoping that in the future they'll reassess that and bring it all back into a single miniature. I feel that it's a poor decision by Games Workshop not to make it a single big kit. Hopefully in the future they'll pull it into a single kit, but I think as of now it's not, so that's a bit of an annoying thing for me. Okay, let's see. So this is this 20 goes here, and then I need my 76C. Where is that? There it is. So that's good. It's easy to find for me. It was over here. See, sometimes on big kits I paint things out, but when I was looking at the instructions, there was just no meaningful way to do that off the top of my head. Cool. Right. So let's check this. So I seem to be drifting. I'm drifting off. I've got this perfect line and I keep drifting from it. Right. So this is quite a weird positioning, this one. Just making sure it's in the right place. So it does look like that. There we go. Now, 74C. So let's find 74C now. There we go. Alright, little one. Now, I have been, you know, I'm just thinking about, you know, colour schemes a lot, because some of you may have seen on my Instagram that I did a very deathly ghostly look to some Stormcasts recently, and I'm really happy because I'm going for like Stormcasts who were made from the drowned, so sailors basically who've drowned at sea. And what my plan is to make them. So because I'm doing that with them, I've got to come up with a colour scheme for these that's specifically different, you know, that doesn't seem to have the same ghostly effect. Hence why I've been thinking about a summer theme rather than, I know autumn and winter themes, they look cool, but I feel that they've been played out now, and I want to create a different approach. And I'm thinking actually do them summer and make the spirits look warmer and see if that works. Of course, it's always risks when you try something like that, but we'll see. Okay, let me have a look here. So this now needs to kind of pop together. High heels. Oh, wow. Sorry, this probably not something I should be laughing about. Oh dear. It's got high heels. It's this. Oh my goodness, I should not find that funny, but I'm actually finding that funny. Right. So, I'm going to just put the heel over there for a second. Yes, high heels. Right. I don't know why I'm laughing so much about that. I've just realised it's got high heels, and suddenly that's like the funniest thing in the world. Number 17, let's get that out. Gosh, you can imagine the designer on that going, you know what? I don't like... it's got flat feet, and someone's just turned around and gone, don't you think the flat feet look a bit rubbish, really? You know, they're just like branches sprawling out on the ground, and then just someone sat down and gone, but how can we make it look better? How can we really like make it look amazing? Number 19 here. It's like, yeah, we need high heels on it. It needs to be fabulous. Yeah, I mean, you're walking through a forest, okay? Yeah. You need that extra height, don't you? You know, you need that lift. So, for those of you who wear high heels, I would really appreciate your views on whether or not high heels are very good gear for walking through a forest floor, yeah? So, answers in the comments. Are high heels a good idea? Myself, never, and this might surprise you, but I have never myself worn high heels, so I'm not really certain about how, you know, I've heard the terrible, horrible things. Yeah, so I'm not, but I can't imagine they're the best best gear for forest combat. Okay. Vladimir Putin, if you're listening, what's it like to wear high heels in a forest? Really appreciate knowing that. I'm sure you've done it on more than one occasion. Okay, let's get that glued together there. Okay, 75C. Let's find 75C now. I'm waffling again. I'm 75C. 75C. I have to admit, this hasn't been a difficult build so far. It's just been lots of small pieces, which isn't the same thing as difficult, just lots of steps to take. I haven't had any particular point so far where I've been completely confused about positioning, so this is a good thing so far. Okay, this looks like it's gonna pop in here without a doubt. Now, question is, which way around does it go? Go on, stop sliding everywhere. It feels like it goes in here, but when I position it, it doesn't feel quite right. Let's see. There, right. So, I think what we have, there we go. Takes a bit of working out that one, but if you look, so to get that kind of facing towards you, that's the kneecap by the feel of it. Yeah, I'm assuming that's a kneecap. It looks very kneecap like. No, you don't. Got you. You got it. It's getting good. There we go. So, like that. Yeah, kneecap forward. And then 21 and 77C. So let's find 77C. Oh, hang on. I'm on this. I've just seen 21. Let me get 21 out while I'm here. .77C. That's going to be a pain to get that one without snapping something, isn't it? Now, yep, there we go, and once again, another high heel. Okay, nice and simple this now. Let's get that glued in. Right. Very fetching. Okay, now it looks very, very simply that these are about to be glued together. We also need, there's like a base part here. I think it's this one. Oh no, it's not. So we're looking for 78C. Oh yeah, it is this one. I thought it was. This is just going to add a bit of stability to the model, isn't it? Okay, there we go. So that's the legs all nice and done, which will then stand on this. Now the problem is, there's no way I'm gluing that on anytime soon, just purely because it's going to make it a lot different. You know, I want to make sure I can paint that easily. That said, it's quite interesting. That, what is that? It looks like the Dowie, doesn't it? Looks like dwarven machinery, by my guess. As the thing that the dwarves love their machines, but the elves love their forests. So there's a contradiction there, as you might guess. Okay, what else have we got here? So now let's get number 4 out as well. So number 4, let me find it. It's something that's a header around the top here. Yeah, this part. I'm actually reading at the moment. Now that the thought of the Dowie are in my head, is it? No, it's not called the Dowie. They don't call them that. I'll remember. Look at this, there's webbing all over this. Anyway, I'm reading Archanaut's Oath. So far it's got me really gripped, so I'm enjoying it. Oh, nice. Seeing how the Sons of Grungi are working. And I can't wait now actually to get the Caradron Overlords as part of this. Now, because I'm getting the premium kits, it also means I should get an airship too, which I'm really excited about. Sorry, love the idea of having an airship. So it was always there at the back of Warhammer Fantasy that the dwarves probably had airships. You know, it was inferred that as much as they travelled under the ground, that they used airships, particularly, you know, over the things like the Badlands or where they couldn't mine. So I'm really enjoying the story so far. Now, whether or not I would recommend it to someone else, I will leave until I've got to the end of it. But so far, it's definitely intriguing me. Right, number 3. And then 66C, which is this part. There's quite a lot of skulls in that. Now, no doubt about it, we'd want them to be Chaos Skulls, but these will be the skulls of anyone who dares destroy the forest. I used to love that idea as a rule. The idea of like particularly the wood elves always being angry at the races who destroy the forests. There's some old school talk in that, but you know, it's you wonder. You see, the thing is, I love the old myths, you know, and they do kind of all come together in Tolkien's grand vision. But yeah, the idea of forest spirits and forest protectors is a wonderful thing, and it's, you know, it brings it home. We've got a few woods near where we live, and I used to grow up in an area that had quite a few like little woodland spots, and you think to yourself, you know what a wood looks like growing up in England, except until you actually go to a place that's maintained its trees over a long time. I seem like I'm waffling here, but hopefully I've got a good point. And it kind of brings it home to that when you see what the trees in this country should look like, old trees, how terribly decimated our forests and woodlands have been by industry. So what some people in what we call rural areas, if you're near a city centre, particularly the industrial ones, there's just no old forest left. They've just been devastated. It makes you sad, right? Okay, next part. I need number 2. Let's put that to one side a second. Yeah. Yeah, so I kind of get the idea of angry forest spirits, you know, coming to take revenge on what is basically a destroyed and decimated woodland. Number 2, and then number 65. See. I hope that eventually Games Workshop will be able to move across to you know, sustainable plastics. I don't think they use them yet. I think they use fresh plastic, and I just hope that we find a way to use more sustainable stuff in the future. In the meantime, make sure you recycle your plastic waste as best you can. I know we can't do much about it. We put it in the designated bins, and then it's up to other people to properly recycle it rather than dump it on some third world country. You know, I'm getting angry now. I shouldn't, but yeah, that's unfortunately what happens. I hate it when that happens, when you hear about like all of the stuff that we're supposed to be recycling sensibly and it's getting dumped on some other country. Then we should be recycling it in the place that it's used. Anyway, rant over. I'll stop now before I get angrier. Right, let's have a look here. So get this in this manner, and then this one kind of looking a little bit forward of it. Should have is, yeah, so it's kind of clicking in there by the look of it. Right, and then we glue these two together now. So these are going to get stuck together. Let's just check where the points of contact are. Out now. Oh, that's a pain. The point of contact looks like it's the back. So what we're going to do is we're going to get number 1 out first, because this looks like it's going to hopefully form the kind of secure, you know, brace it basically and stop it kind of folding or falling apart. So let's prep this part first, and hopefully everything will go together nicely. Just be careful because you've got a lot of fragile bits here. Okay, so what's going to happen here is we're going to get these parts forming. I'm just trying to find where they fit together nicely. Yeah, so I think rather than try and gluing those two sides together, you're probably best off starting here. A little double glue on the back of that one. And start bonding this one first. Then, while that's bonding, flip it over, some glue on this bit, and do the same with here, get this stick. Again, really let that breathe. If you don't let that breathe, that is not going to stick properly. Then this part can hold. Oh, drifted off center. There we go. Right, nice. So while that's given itself a bit of time to dry, let's find 68C. Let's stay up. This one here. Oh gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh. Stupid of me. I'm like some days. Okay, now this is gonna slide under here. It's just adding a bit of stability to that now, but still try and get it to breathe a bit before you push it. Because this looks like it's going to be a major point that takes a lot of the weight. Okay, give that a chance to dry a bit more while we get 67C out. That one, is it? Looks as well, look, so if you have got more than one of these, looks like things like that there is like an alternative pelvic joint. So it might be something where you can really play around with the different positions. Right, 67C. Here it is. See, the C's are obviously the Spirit of Durthu, and the other parts, the B's and the A's, are probably the different types of tree man. The tree man in the ancient one. Which is good because it suggests that they're in very different positions. It also suggests that if you really wanted to, you can kind of properly play around with different, hopefully, pelvis positions, body positions, neck positions. That looks like it's going to be an easy fit too. Now, although it goes in very easily, I'm still going to try and get that breathing a bit, because if you don't, it's just going to pop off at some point. Okay, now we're building up the arms. How far into this are we? Whew. Right, we're on 48 minutes, but it looks like we're also kind of pushing right towards the end as well, so I might as well just grin and bear the agony that's building up in my spine at the moment and just get towards the end of this. Right, so this is all doing quite a few C's now. So we've got 70 and 72C. So hang on, let me check it. Yeah, that's 72C. Looks like there's quite a few base decorations, but I'm not going to worry about those right now. 72. That'll be something that I decide on during painting. 72. Yeah, sorry, 70. I keep repeating 72 to myself, and I need 70 now. '71, '76. 70, where are you? I wonder if it's by some random chance on the over here. Yeah, I can only assume it's a bit further over here somewhere. Come on, everyone at home, shout out if you can see it, because I'm lost now. It's gotta be here somewhere. 73, 71. Come on. There's probably someone watching this video now screaming that they can see it and I can't. Right, give myself a second. I'm gonna go find number 5, and then hopefully while I'm letting my eyes rest, I'll find 70C. Alright, here's number 5 over here. I just go a quick scanner just in case the C's ended up over here somehow. No, it's definitely not over there. Right. There it is, yeah. See, just let your eyes drift away for a second and you'll find it. Right. And this one, and then I should be able to start piecing this part together now. Bit of a mould line down there, don't like that. Right. So this is the main joint by the look of it of the arm. Then you've got this. Now just finding out where this naturally fits in. Let me work this out carefully. It feels like that is how it sits. There we go. Right. So the kind of what looks like the elbow feels like it goes off that way. And then over this side, you've got where it's obviously going to connect to a different part of the arm. That's how it feels right so far. Let me just have a quick think. No, yeah, that's right. That's right. So again, this looks like it's going to have to take a lot of strain. So make sure you get that breathing, strong bond there. Right. And then this part, the tendrils are heading downwards by the look of it. It feels, yeah, thought so. So with the kind of arcing over this side, the smooth balls joint coming in there. And then number 7. Oh, give me a second. I'm going to pause my video for a few minutes while I stand up, stretch. Right then. Yeah, just had to stand up for a minute. I was basically becoming dead from the waist down. I think. Ow! You were sharp. That's not cool. Yeah. I need to get my health back. I've suffered so badly over the last few years with my fibromyalgia and things. So. Okay. Yeah, and I need to recover my health. So I think once I've moved house, it's a new bike and it's cycling. Hopefully I'm as I said, I'm fingers crossed nothing goes wrong. Buying a house is such a hard thing and things can go so terribly, can't they? Right, so don't want to overhope at the moment. I might not end up moving after all if everything falls apart. Right, 73C. Over here. With the arm out the way a second, otherwise I'm going to end up knocking it or smacking it or something, aren't I? 71. This one here. And then number 6. Be careful here. Could snap easily, couldn't it? Oh, I've just finished binge watching Guardians of the Galaxy as well recently, which is just an awesome film. Absolutely love Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Third one, you know what? It's not that it was a bad movie, it just too long. It could have really been streamlined, bit of a pacing issues to my mind, but overall not a bad movie. Just, you know, I think like a lot of Marvel stuff post Infinity War, it just it hasn't gripped me in the way that I would want it to. Right, am I getting, no, I'm doing things the wrong way around here, that's why it's not fitting. I think a lot of people feel that it's just, there's, you know, running a franchise for as long as it has done has burned it out. But you know what? I've still got a love for it, and I can still watch pretty much all of them. There's no movie that I've gone for so far that has made me go complete like, ow, that was terrible. Before anyone starts, no, I haven't seen the Marvels yet, and it's not because I don't want to see it. I actually do want to see it. I've just not watched any Marvel movie in the cinema for a while, so I won't watch it until I've got it on my Disney Plus. And I will watch it because I loved Miss Marvel. I'm sorry, I know a lot of people hated it, but I just felt it was such a nice, happy little thing. Each to their own. I'm not judging you for not liking something. There we go. Right, and now, oh gosh, still got to build up. This is going to be fun at a claw to do. Do I have to? It seems like a lot of work, this part. Right. Okay. So here we go. 12. You know, I'm going to have to be careful with this. I'm going to get confused very easily. So let me start out with there's number 12 and let me get number 9 out. It's number 8. What is the number 9? Right, let's start building this up. Yeah, I think I'll build it up one little claw at a time. Oh, this is going to be a pain. Right, time for the sharp knife. Let's see if I can not slice my finger open. Have a poor track record with these things. There we go. Okay, so let's start getting these fingers in. Okay, 12, 11, and then 10, 11. Again, looks like I'm going to have to get my sharp knife for this part. It's in a weird place. Ow! Stop hurting me. Gosh, talk about hard parts to do now. Okay, and we'll go to the next part. They're long fingers, aren't they? Number 10 now, isn't it? It's got a weird position in this last one, hasn't it? Let's check. There we go. And now I get to do this. I am good. I am good. I am good. No. There we go. Couldn't help that. Right, number 8. Right, getting there. Oh. Gosh, dang it, I need this. I need a rest now. and in my head, you know, any second now, I could literally just stop this and finish it later, and I could just hit stop. But I'm just too lazy to piece the videos back together. I mean, it's only like a couple of clicks on a button, but you know, I'm just being lazy. Okay, so let's get this all right. So you've got this part heading into the claw. I'm gonna do this side first, actually, give that claw a chance to set. That one's done. Then this here. Oh, got it in the wrong place there. Nice. That's seriously cool. Okay, let's head over to this side now and glue this arm on. See, there's some big models that I'd say sub-assembly and sub-paint, but the whole creature here is just one continuous piece of wood. So it's going to be very difficult, isn't it, really, to do it any other way than to put it all together. Otherwise, I just don't think the paintwork would look right. Make sure those joints are getting enough glue and bonding right as well. Yeah, I need more glue than that. Okay, and then the body. Looking good. Oh, you know, I swear, it's just catching on because it's got so many craggy bits. It's just catching on me as I go. Sometimes I think I need to take my ring off while I'm doing stuff like this because it's just an extra thing for it to catch on. Right, I think we're heading towards the end and the death now. So let's see what parts go together here. So I need 60. I'm just gonna move you across there because I know what I'm like. 60 and 60 1661. Gosh, that was hard work. Now these are going to be a really hard tidy up, as you might guess, because they're very fragile little points. Look at these, like mold line points right on. So there's little places to clean up. Not an easy thing to tidy up this part, is it? Let's work this out now. Right, and then 59, which is the face. One of many faces that you can choose by the look of it, which is nice. See, I knew I'd knock him. That's cool. Like that. Very interesting appearance. Now 62. It's over here. Oh, another one of these hard to cut ones, hard to clean up. But we are coming to an end. Where does this go? On the back, maybe? Yeah, on the back. In the high heels and this absolutely fabulous hair. We've got a right diva here, don't we? Cool, 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 cool. I like it. Okay, now get this head on. The sword, 63C. All right then, done. My goodness, that was so much effort. There are a few other things that we can put on this. Well, by the way, like with all these Silver Death, just a beautiful model. Can't fault how gorgeous this thing is, and as you can see, you could buy another 2 of these and create different loadouts each time to make them look very unique. So I like that you've got 3 different options to go with. There are some creatures and critters as well, by the look of it, that you can just kind of, you know, add to the base to create some, you know. So we got a little owl here, some kind of not sure, cheering insects. So yeah, there's quite some nice little add-ons to the base, so you're not even done with just like that. But obviously I'm going to leave it for that for now. Not going to glue them to the base just yet, because I'm still deciding on what kind of base I want to create. I want to very much, as I said, I feel that I'm going to try for summer, which I think is actually going to be quite difficult, because I don't think summer is an easy thing to make happen when you've not got as much foliage on the creature. So I'm probably even going to have to create some and add some to add to it. Anyway, we're heading to 1 hour 20 now, so thanks very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.